So a couple weeks ago, we made a series of videos showing how we use the GoPro, in particular making a little kind of modified hack so it'll take a smaller mic without a big enclosure. And those GoPro videos have been really popular, lots of views, lots of questions, and I've been trying my best to really stay on top of answering all the questions. So this video, I thought I would take all the most frequently asked questions and answer them in this video so I'm not constantly having to type. So welcome back, Pathless Peddlers, and if you're new to the channel, I talk mostly about bikes, bike touring, bike packing, and bike travel, but also have some general kind of tech tips since I do like to photograph and film my bike trips. So jumping straight into the solutions for these GoPro audio problems, I'm gonna say that the first thing that you should check is to make sure you have a solid connection with everything. In the case of the hacks that I've recommended, I'm using this small Saramonic mic. You can find the link to that in the description below. Make sure that's plugged in flush into the GoPro adapter, and make sure the adapter fits perfectly into the GoPro in whichever case you're using. Another thing that may be going wrong is that maybe you got a bad mic, or maybe in the process of putting on a little wind muff, you accidentally twisted the capsule too far and it broke some interior wiring connections. And I kind of know this from personal experience because I've had the Saramonic mic for a couple months and actually broke one in use. I think it got wet, I dropped it, I might have over twisted the capsule, and I just discovered it wasn't working. So you definitely want to see if your mic is still functioning. A good way to check this is to actually plug it into another camera and see if the levels bounce. If you don't have another camera, one way to see if the mic is actually working is to turn the voice commands on in the GoPro menu and try the voice commands. If it doesn't respond to the voice commands with the mic plugged in, then that means that there's an issue with the mic. Another question I get fairly often is the problem of having intermittent audio when using this hack. And what I mean by that is sometimes you'll record and you'll get audio, and sometimes you'll record and it'll be devoid of audio. So the first thing I would suggest is to kind of figure out how you're starting the recording in the GoPro. The crappy thing about GoPros is if you use the one-touch recording feature, unless you have a really old version of the firmware that came on the GoPro Hero 5, using the external mic on the GoPro does not work, period. Doesn't work, they haven't fixed it. It's really a firmware glitch that they've just not addressed. Be sure to try recording by turning the GoPro on first, then hitting record instead of using the one-touch recording. For a lot of you guys, this has been the most common kind of solution or aha moment. You know, you set the GoPro to one-touch recording, you record something and then no sound. It's not your fault, it's not the fault of the mic. It's actually the firmware's fault. So, you know, email GoPro, have them fix it. So another issue that came up recently is some people were getting like these staticky, poppy sounds in the audio. Where that issue is coming from is actually the GoPro and the mic. They're not very well shielded in terms of kind of rejecting kind of wireless frequencies that are bouncing around in the air. So if you're recording and you need crystal clear audio, you know, make sure your phone is in airplane mode, shut off the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi, and make sure there's nothing around you that's transmitting any kind of wireless or cellular signal. So this also becomes an issue if you use the iPhone to kind of activate the GoPro. I think in the process of linking the two, there's just going to be some kind of electromagnetic whatever sounds bleeding into the audio of the GoPro. Okay, so in my experience, those tend to be the physical problems with GoPro audio. I'm going to jump into the menu and show you the settings I use to get decent audio sound. So the first thing you want to do is go to the preferences, make sure your external mic adapter is plugged in, your mic is in there, and you should see a portion of the audio options light up. And it'll give you different options from standard, standard plus, powered, non-powered, etc. For me, I found the best results are when it's in just plain Jane standard. So if you're getting bad audio, poppy audio, or no audio at all, check the preferences and make sure that you are just in the standard mode. Oddly enough, I've had the GoPro actually switch audio modes on me while recording. I don't know how this happened because I didn't go through the preferences at all, but I noticed when I played back some clips there was no audio, and when I checked the preferences it had switched somehow to, I think, like powered plus or something. So definitely, you know, if it's a critical shoot, check the preferences, make sure it's on standard, shoot a test clip and play it back in the GoPro to make sure the audio got captured. Okay, so let's move out of the standard preferences menu and move to the Pro Tune section. I have Pro Tune enabled, and there's not a whole lot I change, but I do leave the audio processing to low. I'm trying to have the camera do as little audio processing in camera so I can fix things in post. So be sure to check your Pro Tune settings in the audio section and make sure it's set to low. One other menu option I select is if you sweep right in the Pro Tune section, it'll give you the option of wind or stereo, and I just leave it to stereo and rely on the furry lavalier wind muff that I put on the Saramonic to buffer the wind sounds. So again, I'm trying to make the camera do as little internal processing of the audio as possible. All the things you'll see in this video and in my previous video, I'm putting in the description links below. That's the Saramonic mic, the fuzzy windscreen, SUGRU if you want to do the SUGRU version of the hack, and of course, the overpriced external audio adapter by GoPro itself. I hope you guys find this video helpful. If you liked it, like, share, subscribe. If you have any other questions that I didn't answer, leave those in the comments below. And I hope this will help you guys out with your GoPro audio. And I'll see you in the next video.